I'm really disappointed that we didn't get the hack, because we didn't get that shadow, and I wanted it so bad, guys. And I told you we would get a shadow this episode, so now I feel really bad. But we're going to... I'm gonna find a way. Hold on, hold on. Let's get good. Welcome back to Endless Space 2 Penumbra. I am the gamer under development, or good for short, and we're jumping right back in where we left off. I have learned a lot about how the hacking system works in the last couple of days, especially during the stream yesterday. If you guys were there, thank you for joining me. As always, it's a pleasure to have you with us. And of course, a big thank you to Amplitude for providing us with some keys to give out for the event and also giving us a shout out on Twitter. Let's go ahead and dive right in though. Intergalactic peace has led to a price decrease for military ships. If we were fighting people, that would be useful. I've actually used that on quite a few of my, like, dust-focused factions. If you ever see that pop up on a dust-focused faction and you don't have military, it's a good time to just buy some stuff real quick to deal with pirates and things like that. So I have been told that this announcement that the Cravers are close to achieving conquest has to do with them basically expanding, and that it usually only means they're about 50% done, so we don't have to worry about that too much. We have a probe available right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. It appears we have already used it. That is Imain Kriv, who is our awesome hero. We're excited to see the future story stuff of the diplomatic relationship that we have with the Ambler has changed from amicable to friendly. I believe the Ambler were the ones up over here that we wanted to get in good with. Yes? Yes. Okay, so we're not quite there yet. We could do survival training, which will give them more defenses and things, but that is not really going to help us, and I don't know if we have any way to really improve our influence with them at this exact moment. Yeah, I don't think we really do. We still haven't found a good influence special node. I would love to get that, because as you can see, we're minus on influence right now. Okay, so let's go see who's available. You have already done the things this turn. And Centaurus is no longer in need of scanning, so we should probably send her off to do something else. Junder has a couple things to scan, and that's only one system away, so we'll go ahead and do that. Then we'll just have them rest. Actually, we're gonna go over here to Kai's instead, because if we scan this, we'll gain some rep with this minor faction, and then soon we'll have NGC here, and we'll actually be able to start sending these hacks out and getting to Kai's, and potentially getting this minor faction. One of the things that I did discover about hacking is when you hack a minor faction to full influence, you can then convert them, but it's not, or you can assimilate them, but it's not called assimilation. Instead, it's called purging. It requires a massive amount of influence, just like it would to assimilate them normally. The catch is, instead of their population being added into your empire and you getting that system, you get a sanctuary on that system and you get their population trait, but they don't actually send pop to your empire, which I'm okay with, because we don't want their pop. We want Umbral pop. We want all of our Umbral pop, and we want that Umbral shadow pop. Speaking of which, somebody called me out. I was supposed to get us an Umbral shadow last episode, and we didn't, but we will this time. I have to remember where Tylus is the place where we have some, yeah, okay. So Tylus, we are gonna go ahead and do this. That'll get us a bunch of sleepers on there, which means if we hit them, we can abduct a pop. That's gonna be a thing we make a point of doing. Also, I wanna double check what we have going in our production queue here. We would much rather have that up top, so we're gonna go ahead and put that there. And then what are you doing out here, little ship? You're exploring. Find us nice places. Find us places that we want to live in. Hidel does have some nice anomalies here we can scan. What do we get? 20 Hyperium, I'll take it. It's not amazing, but it's something. Look at that, we have 189 Titanium and 189 Hyperium. What a coincidence that is, especially after just getting that 20. Okay, so we've got another system here called Galter that it looks like somebody is potentially blockading. So that'll be interesting to see whether we get stuck in the blockade or not. I think we'll go straight through it since we're cloaked. And now let's go ahead and take a look at our hacks. So I have learned a ton about how the hacking system works, guys. There's also a tutorial that was put out by Amplitude. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to that in the description, so if you're having trouble with hacking, check that out. But one of the things that I've been made to understand is that tracing is faster than a hack, right? So that means that if it takes us 4 turns to hack from Corvus to Centaurus, it may take them anywhere from 2 turns to trace us from Centaurus. That's kind of a problem. So what we need to do in order to succeed in hacks is we need to route hacks through other locations. So all of our hacking operations are sort of done right now. Oh, by the way, look at that. We have 5 sleepers now in the Craver Empire, which means that we are getting this from them. We're getting 156 dust, 0.9 Hyperium, 0.2 Palladian, 0.3 Jadonix, 1.2 Deciduous Trees, 2.2 Transvine, 0.4 Dust Cloud thingies, I don't remember what they're called, and 0.9 Super Spuds. That's actually kind of incredible. I'm actually really liking this. In fact, I'm kind of sad we're making a shadow, but we're gonna make one shadow just so I can show you guys how it works. Anyways, on our next turn, I'll show you guys what I mean by routing the hacks, but essentially, you want to jump your hack to another node, and the reason why is, let me just show you here. So let's say that we had a hack going from Corvus through HD 50833 to Genemos here, right? Which actually, I think we have a similar hack to that going. No, we don't. We have a hack coming from Amosa. Anyways, so if we go straight from Corvus to Genemos, let's say that's 4 turns, right? That means that them tracing us back is about 2 turns. Now, if we go from here to here and that's 5 turns, and we go here to here and that's 4 turns, and they start tracing us from here, that means in 2 turns they'll reach this, but it's still gonna take them 2.5 more turns to reach that, and since this was 5 for us, we're probably gonna finish the hack before they do. Also, there are 3 potential outcomes for a hack. If your hack finishes before the other person, you just get an outcome. If they're trace and your hack finish on the same turn, then you get an outcome and a penalty, and if they trace you before your hack finishes, then your hack gets cancelled. So basically what we want to do is we want to put a buffer zone between us and them so that they can't actually trace us back before our hack finishes. That doesn't have to happen every time. Our hack from Amosa right here to Genemos is doing okay. We haven't been traced yet. You can tell if you're being traced because you'll see a little red symbol here, where this will glow red and you'll see a red line coming back. That is potentially because we have this backdoor on Amosa, which gives us plus 5% hacking speed on nearby nodes, and it lets us start that hacking operation there. I don't know if we essentially are getting some sort of bonus from hacking them from one of their own systems, but that's potentially possible too. I don't know if that's like something that's built into the engine, potentially, but it could be. Also, the way that these hacking programs work. So the accelerator essentially boosts a hack when it's placed on the final destination of that hack. So right here, Genemos, we're at 3 turns to get them, right? But if I do that, next turn, we will see the effect. If it goes down to 1 turn next turn, that will essentially show us that it did a thing. Because I think that the offensive programs only trigger on the next turn to make sure that people don't like switch them on and off. Or maybe that's the defensive one. There's some stuff I'm still not 100% clear on too, guys. Okay, so whatever the case, that is working, but sometimes what ends up happening is if 33 or 30% of an increase doesn't actually make a difference, you don't essentially see it. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and get our Sanctuary on Centaurus. We'll take this one because it has 1 higher science output. It does have slightly less of the Quadronix, but we're not actually gathering the Quadronix yet, so we'll have the opportunity to get the one with Quadronix later. Or Orichalix, I'm sorry, not Quadronix, I got confused. The Tikanon have been assimilated by Dimitri, which I believe is our UE AI. And we got plus 20 happiness on Empire, plus 10% dust. I like it. I don't like that pacifist ideology, though. That's not something I'm fond of. So if we go up here and we look, though, everybody is content now, and we are slightly over our expansion limit. That's fine. We're just going to keep expanding here. We started out kind of behind, so basically my strategy at this point is we just need to keep expanding. Oh, also, I did find out that if you move your main your system off of the grid like we've been wanting to, it does prevent the trade company from actually working. So I'm gonna drop the trade company out of our queue. I don't really want that anymore. What I do want is this ability, or not this ability, but this tech right here, which is the one that unlocks the ability to buy heroes. That's gonna be relatively important for us because we have a quest coming up that will need that. So now we have improved commercial drives, that's great. And plus 1 law slot, that's even better. If we could find a special node to supply us with a lot of that influence, we would be okay to go ahead and use all of our law slots, but we're not quite there. So we have unlocked our new ships, so now we can see what our combat ships look like. And Pulvis Production G Services are set to go next. G Services is what we're really waiting for. We want to be able to buy those heroes. Okay, so we also finished Behemoth blueprints. That's excellent. That means we should be able to start doing a design for our economic behemoth. Now, the question here, and this is a very rough question, we are currently working on a hack to get us over to NGC. Ugh, we're just gonna do it. I'm just gonna build an econ behemoth here, and then when we have to move it, we'll figure that problem out as we go. For right now, though, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the sanctuary link to make sure that our econ behemoth builds here and not somewhere else. Then I'm gonna come up here and set up our econ behemoth. If you've never built one of these out and you wanna know the quickest, cheapest way to pop one out, strip off everything you can, go to the support modules, and this is the one we want. FIDS plus 10 and 5% additional FIDS while in orbit of the system. And we're just gonna go ahead and put that everywhere. Everywhere that that'll fit, we put that in. So that's plus 50 FIDS and plus 50% FIDS on whatever system that's hovering around. And we're gonna go ahead and build it right here, and we'll put it in queue right behind Logic Assisted Industry. This, in theory, when it finishes, might knock our econ behemoth down to 1 turn or something. We'll see. It should add a significant amount of production for us. And the latest survey shows that the Scientist Party is leading, which is excellent, because that's what we want. We should check and see if we have, yeah, these guys have some probes to use here, because we want to get a little more influence with these guys. Hi there. How you doing? What's up? Let me show you what's here. Dog Pliss. Sorry about that, guys. The noise in the background is our dog shaking off because, you know, why not background noise? Okay. Strong magnetic field here, that's not a good thing. Smart Tactics is Smart Survivors is an interesting battle tactic, but it's not one we really want to be using. Additionally, like, boosting XP on our fleets isn't something that's a super large priority for us, because once again, we're not fighting yet. That being said, now that we have our combat ships, we really should take a look at them real quick, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna make my own basic designs. We're just gonna call this Cheap Heat, because usually the first, like, fighting frigate that I build is just called Cheap Heat, because all it is the cheapest materials I can get to make an effective combat ship. So in this case, we have 2 support slots. We're gonna go ahead and use one of those for this base movement point booster engine of 3. Here's the reason, guys, and we'll go into this more when we look at the support ships. Support ships get a module that will boost the fleet speed by 1 point. That is a really powerful thing. The catch to that is, let's say they have 3 support slots, and you put 3 of those modules on, right? You just boosted the fleet speed by 3. However, if the base speed of that ship is 1, and the base speed of the rest of the ships in your fleet is 3, then the base speed of your ship or of your fleet will be like 1 or 2. So you'll only end up getting 5 speed that way, right? On the other hand, if we dedicate 1 support slot on every ship to this engine, so everybody starts with a base movement of 3, and then we just put 2 of the movement speed boosters on there, we still get the 5 points, but we spend less resources because we're not using Hyperium on 3 of those speed boosters. So essentially, always put an engine on your ships. That's a good way to think of it. For our other support slot here, we could choose the Titanium Enhancer, which will increase the amount of projectile damage they deal. Since this is a combat ship, that's actually something worth considering. I'm also usually a fan of nano repair bots. I generally like those because they increase the longevity of a ship. And then for the shielding or armor, I'm gonna go with shielding here, and the reason why is because the most dangerous projectiles are these missiles, and we can also take those out by including a projectile weapon which provides flak. So we're gonna go ahead and take a projectile weapon and a laser weapon. You'll notice that we are really strong at medium range here, not so strong at long, and decent at short, but we also have a nice damage split. We don't have a good shield split, but that's because this is an assault ship. It's not gonna end up being like that. Very rarely will you have an assault ship with good defenses. Early on, at least. Once you upgrade them, they have more slots and you can do more with them. So now we have the note, which we're gonna call Speed Booster. Or actually, since this is Cat o' Nine Tails' favorite way to refer to them, they are taxis. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the... Oh, it's called the Madrigal class, but the original design is called the Note. And we are going to start by, once again, putting that 3-point engine on here. We're also gonna put a fleet engine booster here. That's the H-Field Accelerator. It gives us that 1 fleet movement I was talking about for 3 Hyperium. Now we have an interesting option. We can either dual tank these support ships like this, making them very, very tanky, and they will draw fire because of the Guardian trait, and defensive makes it so that you get an increase to this armor and shielding. So they're kind of good to tank hits for your more fragile attack ships if you want to. But what I'm gonna do instead is, like we said, we can kind of ignore armor a little bit early on because missiles are the scary thing and we can take those out with flak. So I'm gonna put a projectile cannon on here to provide flak. I'm gonna give it that shield that we talked about, and I'm gonna take that last support slot and add one more speed booster into it. So if we add one of these to a fleet full of our other ships, we'll have a fleet speed of 5, theoretically. If we add 2 of them into a fleet, so if we get the first fleet upgrade and we can have, I believe it is 6 ships, and we do 2 of these and 4 of the others, then we'll actually have a fleet speed of 7, which is pretty good. That's if we don't activate our science law that gives an additional 3 movement. Basically, we have some pretty fast ships. There are faster ones out there. Some of the other factions have a few more support slots on their support vessels, but the other thing that we can do that really makes those taxi units effective is we can get the upgrade for the Madrigal, which is right here. So if we were to get this, it would unlock a couple additional slots on the Madrigal that we could put those fleet engine booster things in, and it would make our fleets much faster. What is this? This is interesting to me. +2 influence per Umbral Shadow on home system, -50% enemy hacking speed on home system. Can only be built once per empire. Whoa! -50% enemy hacking speed on home system. So that basically prevents them from hacking you, and gives you +2 influence per Umbral Shadow, which is great, but first we should probably get an Umbral Shadow so we can see how those work. So we did have a hack complete. I'm not sure which one it was, though. Oh, that's right, it was right here on Centaurus. So that means we have 1 hack available. We have a couple of different options for what we want to hack right here. So if we hack Bouchier here, we can do the... Well, we don't even need to hack Bouchier to do a purge. We just need to get 500 influence, and we can purge these guys, get their obedient flock bonus, which is +20 happiness per heroes on system. So that's just a flat +20 happiness. I'm not too opposed to that. Or we can just sit here and keep gathering stuff from them. I'm kind of happy with either one of those options. So since we don't need to hack them to purge them, what we should do is we should hack Tylus here so we can turn one of these sleepers into a shadow. And we're gonna do that like this. Notice we are rooting through this second system. That should buy us a little bit of extra time should they begin to detect us and start tracing. Sorry, when I get talking, sometimes I trip over my tongue a little bit. It's not intentional, and I hope to get better at it as we go. Anyways, I'm really excited about that because I want to get that shadow and show you because they're really cool. Honestly, I just love the way that whole system works. And the shadows themselves are just a really interesting little neat thing. And I believe they provide 3 times the FIDs, I'm not sure, so we will both be excited to see the result because I don't know exactly what we're gonna get either. Let's send them up to Herolium now. Or I guess we could stay here. We'll have them rest here, actually. Then we'll end the turn. Yes, please, make us scientists. Please, everybody vote scientist party. Okay, so we did keep scientists, we also kept pacifists, and now religious is creeping in. That could actually be really useful to us. There are some decent laws in religion, especially if you have only one type of population in your empire, which is really cool. Okay. First Harmonious Echo has recovered probes and is ready to start a new expedition. Good for you guys. Uh-oh. I believe somebody else has assimilated this place. They have. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it means we should be able to hack them from a relatively close distance. Are we not hacking Junder here? We're not. We're hacking through Junder, but we don't have Junder. In less than 8 turns, generate 111 production. Yeah, we had that easily, so we get our 200 dust there. So we need to hack Junder very soon, because these guys are going to expand out here for sure. Okay, so we found 5 titanium and a titanium deposit. That's great. The nearest on Kai's has been assembled. Yes, we are assimilated. Yes, we've seen that. Oh, I believe another one of our ships is finished. Nope. He's still in transit. Okay. So we have gained some Umbral Choir pop on our main system, and we should actually have our behemoth relatively soon. Yeah, we were gonna get the behemoth in 1 turn like we thought, once that production improvement finished, so that's awesome. That could not be any better. That worked out absolutely perfect for us. Okay, you have movement left, and you have a probe left, so let's send you over to Junder again, because there is in fact another anomaly for you to scan. Did we miss that, or did we unlock some new anomalies? I know there was 1 left before, but now I'm seeing multiple, so we may have just unlocked a new technology that gave us access to more anomalies. That's probably what happened. So we'll Z them here so that they can finish scanning that. Like, we've already got exploration ships out here kind of looking around a little bit. Everybody move. Okay, so we have found Aesolus here. Let's go up there. And you don't need to stay in Alioth either. Let's try to find something up here. Man, we are having no luck with that influence special node. Like, it just doesn't exist. It's actually kind of sad in a way. So disappoint, guys. All I wanted was the 50 influence node. That's all I wanted. It would have made things so much easier. Like, we still have 2 law slots open we're not currently using. I'm gonna go ahead and get Dust and Grub, which is the first first religious law for the Umbral Choir. You will note that right here we get this nice little +5 dust to the, or based on original Empire population, and plus 10% food on the home system. Sorry about that, guys. I was just checking the time because I forgot to start my timer today. Awesome. Anyways. That is a great bonus. The additional food and the additional dust will both be helpful. The dust will help us to acquire those heroes we're going after, and the additional food will allow us to fill our sanctuaries up with population that can be turned into sleepers. Okay, that's fine. How many turns do we have on that hack for Tylus? 3 turns. Okay. Yes! Within this episode, I'm gonna zoom through the next 3 turns as quickly as I possibly can. Genemos was successfully hacked, so let's go ahead and look at that, but first we want to make sure we do these kinds of things in order, mainly because I use this to try to speed up my turns. When I'm, like, noticing my turns take excessively long, I try to basically just do everything over here and then go with that. Okay, so analyze the planet, -10 science on Empire for 10 turns. However, it increases our scientists' political ideology, and we will find a technology in 20 turns. I'm gonna take that because 10 science per turn for 10 turns is literally nothing. Your analysis of the life form on Junder 1 was successful. We got the analytical engine, that's nice. +1 dust per curiosity discovered on Empire, that's actually really good because we've done a lot of exploration. Your analysis of the Curiosity Subterranean did not reveal anything, cool. More probes for this ship. Nope, we already did your probes. So now that they are done probing, I'm actually gonna send them down... Down or up? I'm gonna send them up here. The event, the Lost Expedition Resurrection, has come to an end as well as its effect. We no longer get the +20% science on systems. That's okay. We've already looked at that ship, so that's fine. Next up is this hack that completed on Genemos. What do we want to do? Do we want to embed a sleeper or create a back door? So Amosa already has 2 sleepers on it, but it does not have a sanctuary yet. How does it have 2 sleepers on it already? Oh, is this the one that we got? Did they purify a sanctuary there or something? I'm so confused as to how that happened, but I'm okay with it. They moved them! Do you guys see that? They moved them. Tylus only has 1 sleeper on it. They moved the sleepers and they're over there now. Do we have sleepers anywhere else? Because we had more than that. We had 5, and now we have 1, and there's 2 there, so where are the others? They're in transit somewhere. That's kind of great, guys. So we get sleepers on Amosa now, and if we zoom in here, we can see what they're creating, which is really great. Oh, guys, this is awesome. So now I know what I want to do with Genemos. Now Genemos gets to have a backdoor, because we're going to use that for a extra fast hack on Amosa. As we have backdoors running from each of them, this should be really quick. And we should be able to either install a sanctuary here, or we could abduct them and make them a shadow, but I'm gonna go for installing a sanctuary, probably. And we should also go ahead and use the accelerator here because we have the bandwidth for it, and it will increase the speed of that hack. Okay. Umbral Choir, we got our Econ Behemoth now. Look at that, that beauty is right there. And if we mouse over this right here, yeah, we're getting +50 FIDS and +25% on system. We don't have the ability to stack another Econ Behemoth, or we would, but look at that beautiful, oh, it's so nice, guys. Look at how much we are producing now. I'm gonna grab Pulvis Production because that will actually decrease the cost of buying stuff out. And then this, and we should also just maybe flat out buy out the research. No, maybe we'll get optics research first. First of all, is everybody happy? Yeah, I mean, no, happy is 73%. They're happy in our home system, but not everywhere. So this bonus might not actually kick in just yet, so maybe we will put that behind Pulvis. I think that's what we're gonna do. That means we should definitely look at some happiness on our governor hero, if we can get it. G-Services Marketplace has been unlocked, and now we are working on the Enhanced Sonata hull and the Wraith Orchard. Orchard. Anyways, where's the Enhanced Sonata hull? Oh, it's over here, that's right. So when we get this food bonus, the reason we went after this is because it does the bonus on sanctuaries, but we also get the upgrade for our Sonata hull, which means that we can start producing those purely science-making cloaked vessels. Wait until you see it, guys, it's amazing. We are gonna start generating so much science when we start pumping those out. And as you can see, our system is quickly reaching the point where we're not gonna have anything but ships to pump out anyway. So it kind of works out perfectly. I should go check that trace that's going on, because I thought I saw a trace starting somewhere. Yes? No? No. No, that's not a trace, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we triggered a thing a turn ago, so now they're trying to make their way back. How many turns do we have until that finishes? 3 turns. In theory, they could get back to us in time. In fact, that might end up being a tie. Their hack might get back to us, and that's okay, because we have some sanctuaries there, but I don't know if it's going to reveal the sanctuaries and allow them to destroy it or what. Okay, so we're going to put a transmigration beacon down right here, which is what we've been working on. This is our off-the-grid house that we want to live in for a while, and we're going to move there as soon as we have the opportunity to do so. Unfortunately, that will have an effect on our bandwidth. I'm going to go ahead and pop another Super Spuds here so that we can get double the science and double the bandwidth again. Yeah, our bandwidth got hit pretty hard by that. That's okay though. I'm gonna go ahead and put our accelerator back up on there. And then, do we have an accelerator here? And if we don't, can we? Yes, we can. Okay, so we'll put an accelerator on both of the, whoa, thing. The Dimitri Empire is close to achieving conquest, so everybody is close to a conquest victory except us, just in case you guys didn't know. New event in memory of... Interesting. I don't know if I've seen this one before. You've never heard of him, but a mystical figure, Kalant Alcor, has recently passed away and begun his ascent up the divine ladder to another plane of existence. A religious bloc in your senate demand that Alcor's passing be given a full state funeral, with 100,000 votive candles lit in every city, special monuments constructed that feature his idiosyncratic writings, and 3 days of empire-wide mourning. It'll be expensive, but Alcor was a popular figure, and your population will be grateful. On the other hand, political models suggest that a rejection of the demand will boost scientific literacy, even if it is unpopular. After all, much of Alcor's writing concerns the truth that worlds are flat, not round. That's gonna hurt our influence a lot, though. Like, I had to go with that, but it's gonna hurt our influence quite a bit, unless we can get some influence here. So we had the option of either going after happiness here, or potentially influence. I'm gonna go for this influence right now, because we actually need it. Hopefully that'll get... It still didn't get us out of negative, but that's because of that, event that we just got, mainly. So hopefully we can find a way to generate a little more influence quicker then, because we are stuck right here. If we get enough influence, we can totally purge the Bushir, but if we don't, somebody else could eventually get in there and convert them, and that's something that I don't want to happen. Let me go on the marketplace here for a second and just see who's available hero-wise. That is a hero I would not mind having. She is a... Wait, what is that? I actually don't know what tree that is. Is that the Scavengers? Yeah, okay, she's the Scavenger, but she's also a Seeker, which is great for us. That is useless for us, that actually won't help at all, but she won't be a Governor anyway, so it's more important what her fleet skills are here. 40% hull, 50% probe recovery rate is excellent. Yeah, we would definitely be willing to pick her up if we have the money, and we do. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy her. And then we'll go ahead and outfit her ship real quick, and if she has skill points, of course, we'll spend those. Doesn't look like she does. That's okay. Strip it all off. We don't want any of this stuff on here right now. Oh, she has 3 weapon slots. For a hero ship, that's actually kind of nice. Unfortunately, that means that she only has 3 support slots, so we'll go 2 engines here, and then we'll also do a probe. Because she'll be leading one of our probe fleets. Actually, she could be leading a combat fleet, in which case we do not need that. We could go healing and probe. in order to just keep it not needing any of our strategics. And then we'll do one of each tank type, and we'll go to weapons. And here, because we have the option of doing 3, I'm gonna do a beam, a laser, and a projectile weapon. And what that's gonna do is make it so that medium and short, we're just gonna kinda clean house. We could also instead do missiles here and give us a little better long-range weapon capacity, but the problem with that is that if they have projectiles, it provides flak, so I just usually don't bother with missiles that much. Okay, so now she is all set. All we need to do is put her at the front of a fleet, so we will find a fleet to do that with. Not that fleet. Sleep until an enemy enters the system. Yes, that's what we want. And then this cord down here, this is actually a decent fleet for us to put her at the head of, but we can't because it is not in neutral territory, so we're just gonna go ahead and scan some stuff here, and then we'll move them on and hopefully find some neutral territory and then put her in control. Jadenix is nice, Hyperium is even nicer. There's some nice Quadranix. I wonder if when we scan these, they get to see them. Because we may have just helped them get strategic resources right there if it does. And if that's the case, I'm actually kind of sad we did that. If anybody knows whether that's the case, do let me know in the comments, because we will not make that mistake again. Okay, we do have a new hack to issue, so we are going to go ahead and... Let's see. The hack to Amosa is working fine. I'm almost tempted to do this. And just hack both ways here. I think that would be kind of funny. The reason I'm not going to, though, is because we really want to get Junder here before anyone else does. That'll take us 2 turns, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, end our turn. Yes, I know she's left unassigned, that's okay. Do-do-do.
The Hive cares a little for the interests of other races.
We have met them. How did we meet them? Oh no, did they trace us without our hack succeeding?
Tell us.
We know you've been hacking us. Desist immediately. If we accept it, we won't be able to start hacks. Your hacking operations will not be canceled. Okay, I'm gonna minimize that for right now. Success, plus 10 dust on systems for 10 turns. Okay, I'm good with that. This is our new quest objective, so I want to read this quest thing because we're really excited about this, right? Oh my god, I love this. If you like Nightmare Before Christmas, this one's for you. What's this? What's this? There's people everywhere. What's this? Dust floating in the air. What's this? Since some of your explorers mentioned the existence of this place named the... Okay, no, it stopped following it there. It loses the beat there, my bad. The existence of this place named the Academy, the Umbral Choir across your empire reached a feverish state. Many different individuals of different races and origins, dust-enhanced beings with abilities beyond the limits of their kin, a place where individuals are made even more individual. This is nothing like what the Umbral Choir is used to. Their voices are starting to get hysterical, almost out of tune. Something must be done. Okay, so our options are: who are you to prevent your population from achieving their dream? The only slight, small, and tiny detail being that the Academy ruler may take a sudden massive Umbral Choir arrival as a military threat. So yeah, let's do it the subtle way. So if we do that, we have to hack through, send a hack passing through the Academy, and we get Relay Protocol, which gives us plus 10% hacking speeds on nodes on Empire. I don't know if that's only node. Essentially, I think that's nodes that we have algorithms that control interface handovers during hacking. I'm not entirely sure, but the way I read that is it increases the hacking speed across nodes that we have sanctuaries on and stuff. So that's decent. Distract here is possess 4 heroes on fleets. Better make the Umbral Choir focus on heroes rather than the Academy itself. The good thing about being, the good thing being that you do have heroes to show them. Let's give the race the parade of their lives. Okay, Deep Space Research, plus 5 science per turn per CP for fleets commanded by heroes. That's really good. That's really, really good, because what that means is that it's plus 5 science per CP of those ships we can build that just make science. So I'm actually going to go for that one for sure. Let's read what Overwhelm is real quick, though. An efficient way to force them to calm down could be to make your Umbral Choir population work so hard they won't have time to think anymore. It may not be the nicest thing to do, but it sure is effective. And that would give us Satellite Re-Engineering, which is plus 10 bandwidth per maximum hacking operations. So plus 40 bandwidth at endgame, probably. I'm gonna go with this. I think this is gonna benefit us the most. So we're gonna go with possess 4 heroes and get the Deep Space Research Empire improvement. Be the first to have 3 unique star system improvements in your empire. Congratulations, you have achieved this legendary deed. No other empires can obtain it. We got 75 Jadniks for that. Hacking operation traced and was forcefully canceled. Darn it.
Tell us what you plan.
No. No. Your decision will end the diplomatic exchange. Confusing. Okay, so an outpost was built on Centaurus. That works out great for us. I'm really disappointed that we didn't get the hack, because we didn't get that shadow, and I wanted it so bad, guys. And I told you we would get a shadow this episode, so now I feel really bad. But we're going to... I'm gonna find a way. Hold on, hold on. We are technically out of time here. I don't want to go over too much, but I really want to get an Umbral Shadow, so let me see what hacks we have finishing soon. We have a hack finishing on Junder soon, that's not gonna do it. In 2 turns we have a hack on a Mosa that could get us a Sanctuary or a Shadow if we really, really go for the Shadow. I'm tempted to. I'd rather have a Sanctuary here, honestly, because it gives us a hacking point, but I'm tempted to go for the Shadow just so I can show you guys. Oof. Can you guys wait one more episode to see an Umbral Shadow? Okay. Let's do this. Let's first deal with this issue. We have to choose accept there. We don't have any other option. You can lower the pressure on your empire with us for a small favor. If we give them 230 dust, sure, you can have dust. I don't care. I really don't care that much. And as far as I'm concerned, you don't have any pressure on our empire, so I don't know what you're talking about, homie. Let's see. Do we want to really push that? Okay, okay, I'm with it, guys, I'm with it. I'm gonna try to set our exploration ships to just do things for the next 3 turns. Like, I'm literally just gonna tell them to not bug me and kind of do their own thing, and then hopefully we can zoom through the next 2 turns and get an Umbral Shadow. Yes, we have a hacking operation left, I understand that. Tylus does still have a sleeper on it, so we can still go for a hack there. I'm honestly thinking maybe we should do the Amosa Genemos hack? That's 4 turns? Nah, that's not a good idea. How about instead we go like this. I want to get a hack here to Zosmanos, because if we get a hack here to Zosmanos, what it means is that we can then use that backdoor to hack Zane. But that doesn't have anything yet at all, like no sleepers, nothing. Such a complicated situation, guys. I'm gonna do another hack from Staterus here, but this time I'm gonna go through this, and I'm gonna go through Bashir here, and I'm gonna go down to this. Yeah, that'll be fine. You want it to be that way. Why can't I finish my hack there? Oh, I wonder if I can't hack them because they discovered us recently. That's probably what it is. Okay, maybe not. So we do have 1 hack left to do, and we're gonna do it with... Fine, fine, fine. Let's go... Oh wait, where was that starting from? Yeah, we can't go there. That's sad. Alright. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what the most optimal hack is for us now that we got kind of caught right there. That actually really wasn't part of the plan. I'm gonna go with this, I think, which is a 4-turn hack. Denied. Cannot hack this empire for 5 turns due to diplomatic agreements. That's the problem. Okay, so since we can't hack their empire for 5 turns, what we will do is we will hack a different empire. We're gonna go here and here. That should do it. Hopefully that nice long stretch right there will slow them down enough that we can land the hack on Kai's. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna try to rush the next turn. We are a little over time already. I am very sorry about going over time, but I told y'all I would show you the Umbral Shadow, and now I really want to, because I don't want anyone to call me out on not showing it again. I've been trying, though. I swear I've been trying. I'm gonna go for Respect the Dead here, which will give us science and happiness on Empire. That's kind of what we want. Okay, prices in the market have changed. I honestly could care less. Okay, we have reached the break-even point where we no longer need to build improvements. So what we're gonna do here instead is potentially put one of these on. No, we don't need either one of those right now. But we could upgrade this to a solo or a duo, which I'm gonna potentially do. I should look at our pop first, though. Are we capped out everywhere? No, we are not capped out everywhere. So we don't actually need to unlock population here right now. So since population here isn't an issue, we don't necessarily need to upgrade rings either. So let's do something more fun. We did just get the upgrade for our exploration ship. I know I'm supposed to be ending turns quickly here, guys, I'm sorry, but like, this is something that needs to be set up because it's our production queue. What? What? I can't stack these anymore? Oh, come on. In the beta, I was able to stack those. In the beta, I was able to stack those. That's sad times. Okay. Can't equip more than one of these modules on a ship. That's really sad. Okay, well, in that case, we will just equip one of those modules on the ship. Science ship. That's really disappointing. I was gonna, like, spam build them, but now it's just kind of like, eh. I'll still spam build them, but it's not as exciting as it was before. Dude, I need you to just never tell me that you exist, okay? I don't need you to do anything, just never exist. Somebody found Tor, that's awesome. That is actually the homeworld for the Endless. Okay. Fine, ending the turn. Sorry about that, guys. One more turn and we get a shadow. Please, please, please. Let this be a quick turn. Abduct Sleeper. Okay, here we go. Yes, 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 yes. Abducted. Shabam, there we go. We saw the little poof, and now we can go here and we can look at our shadow. He is right here. There we go. Okay, so for a regular pop, we get 2 science, 2 bandwidth right now. For our shadow, we get 2 science from being an two bandwidth from being an X-Sleeper, 2 science, another 2 bandwidth, and ×2 planet FIDs exploited. So ×2 the FIDs from this planet, I think, which is kind of awesome. Okay, so it wasn't ×3, I wasn't quite right, but ×2, that's still pretty nice. And apparently we can boost their population too, based on what we just saw. Yes, we can boost their pop with this. Bam, look at that, that's even nicer. Okay, so that is what a shadow does. I told you guys we would get a shadow, we got a shadow. We also got a ton of these ships, so we're gonna pop them out into a fleet real quick. And then we will obviously want to put a hero at the head of that fleet, so that they get the bonuses once we finish that quest. Alright, so that's 1 fleet, and then that'll be 2 fleets if we can actually, there. Oink, that makes it easier. Grab those, and grab those. Yo, why can't I? Game, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do not understand. This action will cause 1 or more fleets to uncloak. Continue. Why would it cause 1 or more fleets to uncloak? Can you only have so many fleets cloaked? Let's try this. Let's move one of them off of the node. Or off of the system, rather. See, that's how much I live in hacking view now. Like, let's get them off the node. Okay, that was different. Yeah, so that worked. We got them out in space. Apparently there's a limit on how many of them you can stack in system, maybe, but that seems weird, right? It seems weird to me. For this, we would need that resource, so let's go see if we can buy some of it. Antimatter. We can buy 2. Okay, we'll buy 2. It's not gonna help us much. So until those are done, we're just gonna keep making more science ships. This is how we make mass science right here. And we will put a hero at the front of one of these fleets for sure. Where did my hero go? There we go. She's right here. Hi there. You now have a task. I wonder if them generating science gives her any experience. Probably not, huh? Oh, I should have put engines on them and probes, and then we could at least use them for something. Maybe that's a thing we'll do. But we can do that next time because we are out of time. Sorry I went a little bit over, guys, but we did get to see that Umbral Shadow. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, click that like button. If you want to see more, click subscribe and make sure to ding that notification bell so that YouTube will actually let you know when I do another video, because otherwise they're just going to assume you clicked it on accident. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace!